You probably have seen many videos about the Holy Week or Easter in Spain, like people carrying the picture of Jesus or the picture of Virgin Mary. But do you know what we eat during this time of the year? Something called torrijas. Torrijas is a dessert that is very easy to make and very cheap and delicious. So let me show you how to make it in today's video. For this recipe, we're gonna need milk, leche. We are also gonna need azúcar moreno, sugar, brown sugar. I like to use azúcar moreno because it's a little bit healthier, but you can use white sugar, azúcar normal, azúcar blanco. 2 huevos, 2 eggs, 2 huevos, orange, naranja, and limón, canela molida y canela en rama, cinnamon powder and cinnamon stick, cinnamon in a stick. Very important, the oil. It cannot be the strong pure oil because it's gonna make it more like bitter. So we need a soft oil. It can be aceite de girasol, sunflower oil, or something like this one. This is an olive oil, but this is very, very soft. It's not like this one that I'm gonna show you. This one is pure olive oil, and this is very thick and is usually for other, like for cooking or for fried croquetas or tortilla, patatas. But this one, I know it looks very similar, but this, trust me, is more thicker. This is more soft. So better that we have some olive oil that is soft. I'm a little bit upset because they didn't have brioche bread. So I had to get this rustic bread, pan rustico, to make the torrijas. So if you have something more fluffy, pan brioche bread is much better, but I think this is gonna be still very yummy. At first, we're gonna need to cut the bread in thick slicers, cortar el pan en rodajas gordas. Let me show you how I do it. We need something like, yeah, I think this thick. This looks very yummy. This, something like this, kind of this thick, maybe a little bit thicker. I think it's gonna be a little bit nicer. And we're gonna place it in a thing like this, something thick, because we're gonna put the milk in here and it's gonna have to take the milk, like to absorb the milk. So we can start placing in there. It's around 2 fingers thick. Okay, so we put it something that has some space to put milk on them. Now we're gonna take a pan like this, a pot. We call this cacerola, una cacerola, because now we're gonna make what is inside of this torrijas. So we're gonna need the milk, we're gonna need the sugar, azúcar, leche, and we are gonna need also the limón, and the orange, naranja. I wash mine because we're gonna peel. Vamos a pelar la cáscara. Vamos a pelar la cáscara. Of course, I cannot forget the canela en rama. First, we're gonna put it on the heat. So we're gonna put it, we need to put it high. To be honest, I do everything by eye. What does that mean? We say in Spanish, todo a ojo. That's like approximately. So this is 1 liter. I'm going to put almost 1 liter, so around 750 milliliters, something like that. We're gonna peel the skin of the orange. I'm gonna do the same with the lemon. I'm going to put 1. And we're gonna put around 3 spoons of sugar. 3 tablespoons. 3 cucharadas de azúcar. 1, 2, 3. And we need to move it so it doesn't get burned at the bottom. We do that like that. I'm gonna put this down to middle heat, around 6. My numbers of here goes up to 9, so I put it to 6, so you can have an idea how to put it, maybe like middle 9. Okay. In the meantime, while this gets some mixed together, we are going to prepare another thing. This is gonna be like that for around 10 minutes, something like that, until it gets all the flavors. So you can keep trying it a little bit to see if it needs more time or needs less. But very important that this, when you finish doing this, you need to let this get cold. So it cannot be hot because it will break the bread and we cannot make the recipe. So very important, and when this is done, we let it on the side and we let it stay cold. Now we're gonna put 2 eggs on a plate like this one. Vamos a partir los huevos. Break the eggs. Un huevo y 2 huevos. On the next thing, we need some cinnamon powder, canela molida, and the brown sugar. This, I'm not really fan of this part, but a lot of people like this one. So you can avoid this if you like less sugar, like me. I don't really like the recipe too sugary. We put some sugar on here. I'm not gonna make too much of sugar, as I say, because I don't like too much sugar. So I'm gonna put some cinnamon, azúcar y canela. Now I'm gonna try the mix to see if it's ready. Very carefully because it's very hot, muy caliente. The other day I had a student. Well, this happens a lot in the lessons of the weather. I'm gonna try this in a moment. Before I tell you the funny thing. Many times on my lessons, when we learn about the weather, I teach the difference between caliente, calor, caluroso, and other ones. Cálido, for example, and some students get mixed this. So when it's watery, like when it's a liquid, when it's a solid, we can say it caliente, like café caliente or comida caliente, comida fría, because those are objects. We can caliente is an adjective that describes objects or things. But if you use it as a estoy caliente, that means like you are horny. So it's very funny because when I give homework, I read the homework, and some of the homework says that like, my mom is horny, this and that. And I find it very funny. I have a lot of fun reading the homework. So remember, if you want to say the hot coffee or a hot coffee, we can say un café caliente. But if you want to say you are hot, like you are hot, it's very hot outside, you have to say tengo calor, tengo calor. We use the verb to have for that. Very careful with the mistake if you say you are horny instead of saying you are hot. Okay, let's try this. It's nice. I think I'm gonna let this stay for a bit until it gets cold and we continue. When the mix is already cold, not too hot, we are going to put it on the bread, on the slice of bread. I prepare a big plate like this one, and I put some kitchen paper so absorbs the oil. This one is gonna be the first. I'm gonna mix this on the egg just like that, and we're gonna put it on the pan. I'm going to check the first one. Let's see how it looks. Oh, that looks nice. Qué rico. If you want to add the sugar, we take just one of the torrijas and we put it on the sugar nicely, and this is really how the sugar one is done. Just put a little bit or how much sugar as you wish, cuanto quieras, o toda el azúcar que quieras, y yo ya lo voy a poner en este tupper. So this is all the torrijas that we made. The moment of truth. I'm gonna try the torrija that we make. Muy rico. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. It helps me a lot to keep doing videos. Gracias. Adiós. Chao.